Hello, my brothers and sisters from Africa and in Africa and from all over the world. How are you guys doing? I hope everyone is fine. And I hope that things are going your way. And even if things are not going your way, you must remain very pushful. You must remain very resilient. And you must challenge the world. You must show the world how tough you are. You must do your best to make your life better. So I hope you won't give up because we all are struggling and I am cheering for you. I am really cheering for you. So I want us to run along with some of the stories making the headline from our beloved continent, Africa. But before we do that, please do us a favor by liking this video, sharing it. And if you haven't subscribed to this channel, please kindly do that because that really helps us a lot and we shall forever be grateful to you. So let's get along with some of the stories making the headlines from continental Africa. President William Ruto is slated to embark on an official state visit to Washington, US on May 23, 2024, where he will be hosted by President Joe Biden. According to White House Press Secretary Karine Jean-Pierre, the visit by the head of state is anticipated to center on blustering bilateral relations between the United States and Kenya. The upcoming visit will commemorate the 60th anniversary of US-Kenya diplomatic relations. It will celebrate a partnership yielding benefits for the people of both the United States and Kenya. The visit aims to reinforce our shared commitment to promoting peace and security, enhancing our economic connections, and standing united in support of democratic principles, Ms. Jean-Pierre stated in a press release. Upon acknowledging the news on Friday, President Ruto expressed that the state visit would offer an opportunity for both nations to explore avenues for constructing a mutually advantageous partnership. Well, that is so nice to hear. That is so good to hear. I think that the visit itself is not particularly a bad thing. The United States is a mighty nation and they have a lot of power and influences all over the world. And if William Ruto is going there to meet Joe Biden, that might be of some benefit to the people of Kenya. So let's wait and see what this visit will accomplish. Then we can then know how to categorize it. But for now, I really have nothing to say. But let me just make this small point that just came to mind. We all know William Ruto as the leader in Africa who was against this whole thing of African countries sucking up to Western power. He himself has said that it's high time that African break away from all this master-servant relationship, that African leaders must learn to consider themselves as leaders, not as servants. So I hope he is also putting his money where his mouth is. Okay. I hate hypocrisy. I hate to see someone saying something and then doing a totally different thing. I really hate that. So let's give our beloved President William Ruto the benefit of the doubt, hoping that his visit to the United States will yield some benefits to the people of Kenya. So let's move on to our next story for the day. Niger is poised to potentially provide diesel to Togo, as discussions on this matter were recently conducted. As per a statement from the Nigerian Ministry overseeing energy, according to the statement quoted by the agency Nigerian de Presse, the objective of the meeting was to enhance cooperation among the various countries in the energy sector. Presently, the discussions had led to the signing of a memorandum of understanding by Niger, Chad, Burkina Faso, and Mali for the supply of gas oil. Regarding this development, Niger's Minister of Energy remarked, "We are addressing the challenges encountered and seeking lasting solutions to each one, aiming to increase traded volumes and ensure sustainability for the benefit of all parties involved." Excellent move. Excellent. You know, when you see countries in Africa start thinking out of the box, when you see countries in Africa start figuring out a way to stand on their own 2 feet, start figuring things out for themselves, start thinking of how to trade among themselves, it really makes me happy. Because I have said this for far too long that our African people, our leaders, must create a path for the people to follow. Our leaders must be able to set an example. Our leaders must be able to create avenues where the different countries can trade together. We in Africa trade with China more than we trade with ourselves. And this is not benefiting us. We sell raw minerals to Western countries, to Eastern countries, and in return, import finished products. This is not helping us. This is milking us dry. We are not growing by doing things like this. The only way we will grow, the only way we will develop our continent is when we realize that we must have products manufactured within the continent and we must buy and sell among ourselves. That is the only way we will realize a boom in the continent. So this is an excellent move by the Sahel nation plus Chad. All I can say is I wish them the best. I really do wish them the best. And I hope that this whole thing in Burkina Faso, Mali, and Niger worked out. I really hope, I'm really campaigning. I'm really cheering them. I really hope it worked out so that other nations in Africa can follow suit. Or not even follow suit, but it won't be a laughingstock by the West. It won't be that you Africans complain about democracy, about Western influence, and then after you guys staged a coup and took power for yourself, you guys were unable to make any progress in the country. I don't want the story to go that way. I don't want the narrative to be this. That is why I am cheering for the leaders of these Sahel nations, and I am campaigning for them, and I hope they succeed. I really, really hope they succeed. So, but let's continue to our next story for the day. UN counter-terrorism officials have sounded the alarm, highlighting the escalating threat posed by the Islamic State extremist group amidst the backdrop of political instability in West Africa and the Sahel. According to Vladimir Voronskov, the UN counter-terrorism chief, the Islamic State remains resolute in its determination to carry out attacks beyond its stronghold. In a briefing to the UN Security Council, Voronskov reaffirmed the organization's findings, emphasizing that despite commendable efforts by UN member states to combat the menace, the Islamic State continues to represent a significant threat to global peace and security, particularly in conflict zones. He pointed out that the group has intensified its activities not only in its former bastions in Iraq and Syria, but also in Southeast Asia. Moreover, Voroshko highlighted that the deteriorating situation in West Africa and the Sahel, a vast region spanning the continent where local ethnic and regional conflicts intersect with the extremist groups' agenda and operations. These people always just look for a way to come back to Africa. And I know that they have long talked about this threat of insurgency in the Sahel. It has been a story being told for 10 plus years now. Whenever someone come up with this whole thing of insecurity in the Sahel, I just have one question to ask them. When the United Nations was there, when France was there, when the European Union was there, what did they do? What did they do? France was there for more than 10 years in Burkina Faso, in Mali, in Niger. What did they do? UN peacekeepers were there in Mali. What did they do? How come they were there for this number of years, but yet still there were terrorist attacks here and there? How come? So let's let the people of the Sahel be. Let's allow the Sahel nations to manage their security themselves. Whenever or wherever the West has inserted themselves, it has never ended well. So let's just let the Sahel nations be. They will figure out this thing by themselves. Let's let them be. Because France was there and they didn't do anything. The UN peacekeeping mission was there. MINUSMA was there and they didn't do anything. So let's just forget about it and let the Sahel nations handle the insecurity issue the way they want to handle it.